the Frank Beck Chevrolet Studio Annex. This is Time Out Overtime on the Time Out Overtime YouTube channel. I'm your host, Rick Arsenal. Before we go any further, if you haven't done so yet, please get down there in the corner and smash that like and subscribe button for me, if you would, please. You're doing me a big favor. As usual, pardon me, the amount of time between Saturday and Tuesday, 72 hours there or so. A lot going on with hockey and basketball, free agency, and such. That occupied the majority of the news the last couple of days. A little disappointing if you're a Wings fan, but things kind of fell apart. I'll get into that in a second. Let's get this out of the way first. Time Out Overtime is sponsored in part by Frank Beck Chevrolet on M99 between Hillsdale and Jonesville. If it's time for a new-to-you vehicle, let the sales professionals at Beck's help you choose the right vehicle. New or pre-owned, Beck's has the top selection in the tri-state area with over 200 vehicles in stock. Stop by and see for yourself, and when you're ready, ask for Russ McMurdy, Chris Hodis, Danny Smith, Adam Schaefer, Blake Bryant, Cameron Mincio, Bob Flynn, or Peyton Lucas. And when it comes time to service that new-to-you vehicle, the service pros at Beck's can fix it. Any make, any model, foreign or domestic, Beck's can fix it. And if you have a bit of a crunch or fender bender, Beck's Body Shop can put it back together looking just as good as new. So for all your automotive needs, look no further than Frank Beck Chevrolet on M99 between Hillsdale and Jonesville. 517-849-2886 or on the web at frankbeckchevy.com. Come and experience the Frank Beck difference. Chevrolet, together, let's drive. Right, Mickey? Yeah. Get the Tigers out of the way first. They're beginning a series, three-game series at Target Field in Minneapolis tonight. Let's see. They're currently 38-46, solidly entrenched in fourth place in the American League Central Division. 15 games out of first place. I believe there are 8 games out of a wild card. In other words, season's pretty much over. If you're a Tiger fan, but the only thing you have to look forward to or anticipate right now would be the trade deadline, which is about 4 weeks from tomorrow. It'd be Wednesday. Trade deadline being on July 31st. That's about it. I can see no other reason to be enthused or excited about what's going on right now. Pardon me just a second. Turk Scoople's on the mound tonight. You have to wonder now, as we count down to the trade deadline, how many more starts he has left as a Tiger. I will be surprised. I will honestly be surprised if they do not trade him prior to the trade deadline. And if you're smart, if you're Scott Harris, you'll wait right up until as long as you can, and you'll try to get several teams competing against one another, namely the Dodgers and the Orioles, teams that could use starting pitching. Like I said, whoever gets him will have control of him for at least 2 years yet. The only bad thing about dealing with him then would be that his agent, Scott Boras, although the Tigers have dealt with Boras in the past, but that was Dave Dombrowski. Scott Harris has not done any business with him. So we'll see. Harris thought he had a deal done, as you recall, last year at the trade deadline for Eduardo Rodriguez with the going to the Dodgers, and that fell apart. Kind of what I suspect happened with to Steve Yzerman with the Trouba deal, Jacob Trouba, the Rangers defenseman. For all the world, I looked over the weekend, the reports we were getting out of the New York Post. Looks like that was a done deal. And I'm not saying it couldn't still happen yet, But everything I'm hearing and reading, look here's what might have happened. Here's what I suspect happened. Truba's wife is a nurse in the metropolitan New York area. She's finishing up her residency there. They have one or two young children that they do not want to move or supplant. In other words, I think his wife, as in the case with the case with the Rodriguez last year, I think his wife stepped in and say, I don't want to move right now. I don't know that for a fact, but everything I'm reading and hearing, that's what I suspect. Doesn't mean the trade couldn't still happen yet, but remember, as part of the deal, the Rangers were going to pick up about $2.5 million of his salary. Anyway, so the Wings did get a defenseman, Eric Gustafson, 32 years old, good size. He he's been around. He's been for several different teams. I think it helped much, but the thing that I'm most excited about is the fact that I think the goaltending situation right now with the Wings is much better than it was 48 hours ago. Somebody was saying that Cam Talbot, who the Wings got from the Kings, that he had a save percentage this past season of .913. He was in the All-Star game. Yeah, he'll be 37 when the season starts. But he's better than what they have. This probably means Ville Husso is done in Detroit. I expect the Wings to try to deal him in the very near future. So you're looking at Cam Talbot and Alex Lyon, the Red Wing goaltending duo. I can't fathom them keeping three goalies around. And we'll talk a little bit more about this in a second. Put in a good word here for, as I always do, a good man at Quality PC in downtown Hillsdale, Tim Lindley, 37 Waldron Street. That's just a couple hundred feet west of Howell. Any tech needs, this is the guy you want to see. He or his assistant, Zach. They're both very good, really knowledgeable when it comes to anything tech services, whatever it is, computers, new or used. Maybe the computer you have now needs a little work done on it. We'll take care of that. Mounting and programming of flat screen smart TVs. Yeah, they could do that. Anything. Maybe you're changing internet providers. You need that set up for you. They can do that. Like I said, anything. Printers, new or used, they're the best. I can't say enough good about them. And I can't say how lucky we are to have someone of his knowledge, tech knowledge in our area. So again, you can phone him at 517-610-5372. Or better still, get in there and see him, as I said, at 37 Waldron Street in downtown Hillsdale, a couple hundred feet west of Howell Street. And when you do get in there and see him, if you would please tell him Rick sent you, I'd appreciate that. Thank you. My throat is taking a beating today, folks. I'm sorry. I got to wet the whistle again here. Hang on. Before I forget, too, I have a special announcement. We're going to do a show Thursday. That's 4th of July day. That's actually 4th of July. We'll be doing a show that day. And then the next one after that, there will be no Saturday show this week because of the holiday. It'll be Sunday instead. So the shows next week will be Sunday and Wednesday, and then again Saturday. Next week only. Okay, remember that. Sunday, Wednesday, and Saturday. As far as the Wings go, the Trouba deal might still come to fruition yet, but I don't think the Wings are done yet either. But I'll tell you why I like the signing of Talbot. He's better than what they had. But the top rated goalie prospect in the Wings system or organization is Sebastian Cossa at Grand Rapids. He's still just 21 yet. He's not ready. He's not ready to come up and be the number one goaltender yet. So you just signed Talbot to a 2-year deal. Okay. It'll be Talbot and Lyon this year. Next year it'll be Talbot. Talbot will be 1A, and Sebastian Cossa up from Grand Rapids, the 6'6" kid, a 6'6" goalie. Now, very promising young man. He will be Talbot will be 1A. He'll be 1B next year. Talbot will be in the last year of his contract. So start the 26-27 season. Your number one goaltender will be Sebastian Cossa. And I predict he is going to be a good one. Very promising young goalie. Maybe the top prospect in the Wings organization right now. Even more than Casper, maybe. Anyway, I like the signing of Talbot. Jack Campbell, I don't know why they signed him. But anyway, as far as the Pistons go, Tim Hardaway and Tobias Harris are Pistons. Was Hardaway a salary dump? Yeah, it was on the part of the Mavericks, but he's still a decent shooter. Look, this is a young team that needed a veteran presence, and they've got one now. And these two guys, these are not earth-shattering moves, folks, but they're decent enough. Okay. And of course, I even neglected to mention the fact that we now have a new head coach, and Mr. Bickerstaff. I like him. I think he got a raw deal in Cleveland. He 5 years with the Cavaliers. He came in and after they took over after the mess that John Beeline had left there. Now he had them. He had the Cavaliers in the playoffs the last couple of years, and in fact, the press conference, Cavalier fan told me the press conference they had when they were announced they were letting him go. They seemed a little hard pressed to find a specific reason as to why they were doing so, but what was he supposed to do? I mean, he lost in the playoffs to the Celtics, who went on to win the championship. So Bickerstaff is in. By the way, stop thinking. The Bickerstaff is now he's the son of former head coach Bernie Bickerstaff. This is the third consecutive head coach that the Wings have hired right after they had just lost a job somewhere else. You remember Dwayne Casey, they brought in right after the Raptors said goodbye to him. Of course, last year it was Monty Williams after Phoenix said thanks, but no thanks. And now this year they bring in Bickerstaff after the Cavaliers say adios. So, no. I think he'll be okay. I mean, look, when Trajan Langdon took over and had his press conference, he said he wanted to build a team around Cade Cunningham. I think so far he's attempting to do that, but it's going to take a while to get things straightened out there. I like what I saw from Langdon at the presser. If he can just keep Tom Gores out of the picture, the Pistons going to have some success. Uh, yeah. Well, Paul George, if you missed it, left the Clippers, signed a big deal with the 76ers. Uh, the Pistons did extend Cade Cunningham. He got a max deal for $226 million. That's a little bit surprising, given that he's been hurt a lot. Let's hope he can stay healthy. But yeah, they extended him 5 years for $226. So, apparently maybe they are making an effort to build a team around him. I neglected to say too, or mention that yesterday, July 1st, was Bobby Bonilla Day. And unless you're a New York Met fan, you probably don't know what Bobby Bonilla Day is. Every July 1st since 2011, the Mets have been paying Bobby Bonilla, who hasn't played in a long, long time, just a little under $1.2 million every July 1st. The Mets deferred the $5.9 million salary that he was supposed to make in 2000 when he was released that January, never even played, stretching it out to 24 years with 8% interest. That means $5.9 million will become eventually $29.8 million. I'm not going to try to explain the whole thing, but the bottom line is this. Since 2011 and up until 2035, every July 1st, the New York Mets are paying Bobby Bonilla about $1.2 million. So that's why every July 1st is now called Bobby Bonilla Day. Hard to fathom. Yeah, it probably is. Well, before I forget too, I think either on Thursday's show or next Sunday, last week we went down the Pro Football Focus list of defensive line rankings in the NFL, 1 through 32. We're going to do the same thing with the offensive line rankings, 1 through 32. That'll either be Thursday or Sunday. I'm not really sure what day that'll be yet, but yeah. Tell you where the Lions stack up in there, where they are, and what they had to say about them. Oh, have we covered everything? I think we have. I don't have anything more we have to say here. Yeah, that's about it. A little shorter show tonight. So don't forget the Timeout with Eddie Brown show every Saturday morning here locally on WCSR 92.1 from 9 to 10. And I will be with you again on Thursday. So until then, on behalf of Miggy, I'll say adios. Remember, treat each other with respect and have a good evening. Bye-bye, everybody.